Bonjour, hello, welcome to Max Mountain World. Just dodging between systems here, out and about in the car. Got a couple of things to do down the mountain, so camera equipment out. And yeah, the beginning of a winter season, we all get excited like kids when the snow arrives. And then we go through the season, we get upset when it rains, we love it when it snows, it carries on, and then the season finishes. Normally, obviously, current situation's a bit different. But yeah, at this point, I mean, we're at the middle of May now, and it still snows from time to time, but there's quite a lot of factors in that. And at this point, us here, we're kind of, when's it going to stop? When's it going to go away? So hopefully today, just now, I'm going to be able to answer that question. Here's the video. Just coming up to the main station here. As you saw from the intro there's still quite a lot of works going on. Just about to come up on some more stuff here. Cherry picker in the middle of the road. Yeah. Wow. Pretty good that. Yeah, so as you can see, there's no snow down here. That's long gone, apart from the odd shower that at night time when the temperatures are cold, when it falls down, sometimes it'll lie a little, but then it'll melt just as quickly, if not quicker. So go up here and have a little look around. I'll do some more explaining. To start off with, referring back to the intro there and the noises and stuff, there's still a lot of works going on here. I just followed that lorry up the road, and they're coming and going. They're all going past the route they have to take goes past the MaxMountainWorld global headquarters up at Les-Orres 1800. I've come down here and dropped into the main station, Les-Orres 1650. Just on the way down the mountain, just to have a little look around. Now, the radio stuff's getting active. I've had great fun with that recently. There's a lot more to come on that one. The works thing, as France relaxes in the next couple of days, it's COVID regulations and stuff. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to get out and about and do stuff without disturbing people and stuff. So what I'll do now is I'll do a 360, a little view check as I do, and I'll go around. I'll start from the north, which is directly behind me, and I'll go clockwise all the way around. Then I'll go back round and focus on certain points and explain stuff, and hopefully I'm going to answer that question at the beginning of the video. So here we go. So today, as I say, looking north here, and it's about 15 degrees. I think I can go and have a look at one of the lifts there. Where are we? Oh, aye. Right. And we can see about 1:30 on the 17th of May, and the temperature is 15 degrees. So looking past there, again, as I say, looking up north, up behind Crevaux, our neighbouring little station there, and just heading round. And you can see there's not much snow down here. Well, probably nothing, except for shady pockets, as it were. I'm going up past the Bousselenc mountain, and what a beautiful mountain it is. This is one of the most photographed mountains around the resort here with the visitors and stuff. Very popular. You can see the puffy clouds and stuff about. As I say, I'm between storms here. Up to the top of the resort, the skiing area, the walking area, mountain biking area, whatever it gets used for at whatever point of the year. And then over towards L'Opion, another well photographed mountain. Now that's the mountain beside us there. Opion's at the back there. You can see still well covered in snow, and a little bit of cloud above it as well. So going round even further, the mountain next to us and stuff, obviously that's kind of facing east. So this stuff's quite relevant. There's quite a lot of factors in what happens with snow, when it comes, when it goes, and all that stuff. Hopefully not getting wind noise with this one too badly. Looking across between the buildings there, across the Parc des Écrins, behind Embrun, our town down the mountain. Sorry for the wee shake there. And back round to the north. So now I'm just going to pop in and explain just a little bit more. Just quite fortunate button in this one on what I was saying about the works and the stuff that's going on in the station here. Just managed to have a little chat with someone who works here, get some information, and yes, the next day or two I'll be coming up with some really interesting stuff to do with the works. There's not much, next to nothing major happening down here in the main station. This time round it's happening all up in 1800. So keep subscribing, because then you'll be kept notified and stuff of all these future videos that I'm putting up. So anyway, on with today's one, snow. What's happening with it? When's it going? When do we finally have green mountains and black mountains and stuff instead of white ones? Okay, on we go now. So reference going back round to the north and up the mountain up behind the Crayview area, and you can see there's fresh snow up the top there. Now that's as a result of the storms and stuff that we've been having this last week or so. The reason I've not been getting out much. Sorry for a bit of wind there, gonna have to speak closer. And yeah, I'll carry on after this little gust going away. There's just these little puffs of wind that just pass through and then stop, so I'll take an opportune moment. I think it's happened anyway. Okay, so obviously with that being to our north, the areas that you can see up the top there are south facing. The whole area, the side of that mountain is south facing. So that'll melt away pretty quickly. I would almost guarantee it's gone with the sun at the end of the day. Now there's three factors that involved in the demise of the snow, as it were. One is the sun directly on it. Two is the rain. The rain eats it, absolutely eats it. And the third one is evaporation, just the air temperature over the snow, and the snow will actually evaporate to a gas, as it were, to steam or whatever, to clouds and stuff, without actually liquidizing on its way through. So that's looking there. Obviously the directions are pretty important as regards the sun, the general weather systems and stuff. So having a look even higher up, and going back round to Busselenk Mountain, and you can see a lot of the snow up there is pretty fresh too. It's just a fucking usual viewfinder nonsense with this. Where are we? Alright, okay, up to the Busselenk Mountain. They've just got sunshine directly on the viewfinder there, but you can see the snow up there is fairly fresh. And the peak of that is round about the 2,800 metre mark. And just down, as far as we can see, if I go round to the left here, you can see the trees down there. Now that's round about an altitude of about 2005 or so, I would say. And you can see that the trees up there are white, I hope. Yeah, and that's because the recent storms, the freeze level, the snow level was quite high, but not that high. So that's taken snow, it's been rain below. And someone just passing through here, so I'll just let them go past. They did have a courtesy. Merci, madame. C'est gentil. She had the courtesy to wait till I'd acknowledged her. Okay, so down the bottom here, no snow left. All green, all grey, all brown. And the bottom of the piece. Now, if you've been looking at my videos on all this stuff, you'll see just how far this has actually melted back. The little dots of snow are next to all the snow pistols and cannons, where it's a harder snow, and it's generally speaking deeper, because they form huge mounds. And quite a few folk out and about here, going out walking and whatnot, taking advantage of the good weather, the nicer weather. The storms here really do lash in with the altitude that we're at. So up here I'm heading round and I'm looking towards Opiong in a second, and in the opposite direction I'm now looking south, and obviously the face of that mountain is looking north, so that's why it's all covered in snow. It's not had so much sun beating on it, but at this point in time in the year, that sun's getting higher and higher, and eventually that will go. That will all melt. That mountain will be green once again. probably by the end of the summer it's quite well protected from the sun, even when the sun's right up in a few weeks' time, and the longest day, as it were, the longest day of the year. Now, heading round, we get a kind of mixed cookie on the mountain next to us here, because some of it's all in ridges and stuff. You can see it's not that high, the snow line, but you can see where the snow actually has started sticking to the trees up there. And you know, that's just with the altitude, but again, now that's north facing or semi-north facing, so it's going to hold on to that snow a lot longer. Now I'll go right round here and have a look, and down here, which is more sort of east facing, sorry, and you can see down below, you can see where the snow line generally is, and that's round about the 2005-2006 mark. Again, north facing. South facing slopes, that melt line, that snow line will be quite a bit substantial bit higher, although just now, looking between the buildings again and over towards the Ekran, there's held on to the recent snow that it's had. But I would say that the top of that mountain ahead of us here, that one's going to be, in the next couple of weeks, that'll be back to being green again. There really isn't much there, it's just a dusting it's had in these recent storms. And with the wind, the snow doesn't always stick so well. So just going back round a little bit further, and again, sorry for any wind noise, it's a bane of my life until I can get a proper camera with proper microphone kits, windproof microphones and stuff. That's going to be coming pretty soon. So again, back up to the north direction again, and then what I'll do now is I'll just explain a couple of things that you've been watching there. Just back beside the car here, these wind gusts were causing me all sorts of nightmares. So yeah, this direction thing, I refer a lot to directions, north, south, east, west and stuff. Quite often get confused and get it wrong, but that's the nature of being in the mountains. You do get confused, you know, you go round things and whatnot. But the directions, with regard to the systems that come through here, at lower climbs and what you could call the flatlands down below, you find that the systems are just generally coming in and they'll do their stuff and pass away after a wee while. And what happens, these very same systems come in here, hit the mountains, and there's all sorts of chaos happens with it all. The mountains actually lift up the level of clouds, obviously, because they can't go through, and there's so many factors. There's factors involved with that. One, the storms. One, it's a threefold thing. First one is the direction of the precipitation when it starts to rain or snow. Two is the direction of the actual system itself, which can be totally different and usually is. And three would be the direction of the wind, which swirls around, chaos and all the rest of that stuff. So there's a lot of factors that actually affect unique areas, and you'll find that sometimes you can look at a specific mountainside and two parts of it are totally different because the storm hit there but not there. There's other things as well. The direction of the sun, obviously. We're at 45 degrees south here, more or less halfway down the bottom half, the top half of the world. Now, the world tilts. In the equinoxes, the axis of the spin is perpendicular to the sun. When it reaches summertime, we tilt towards it, and that tilt is 23.4 something degrees, call it 22.5 degrees for simple calculations, referring to half of the 45 degrees. So Midsummer's Day on the third week of June, we'll have the sun at round about 67 degrees up there. In the winter, it's 45 minus that 22.5 figure, 23.5. So it's going to be about 22, 23 degrees down there. And that's another effect of it, because it's not just the angle of the sun, but that is the length of the day and the height of the sun. And as we approach now 5 weeks away from the Midsummer's Day, as it were, the longest day, that sun is going to be right up there, beating the hell out of everything that's left here, together with the rainstorms that come through and whatnot. Yes, the snowstorms above certain levels will actually continue to whiten stuff up, but it melts back quick enough. The fresh stuff does anyway, and then it carries on the demise of the snow, as it were. So that's one thing. Another thing as well is certain areas of the mountains. If you're in an area of the mountains that is behind a huge mountain range, a bigger mountain range, or even one the same size, you will get, if it's the general direction of the weather, you will get the weather off that mountain. Now, where I used to live in Switzerland, we were downwind of Mont Blanc, and as such, that resort got way, way more snow than virtually anywhere else I've come across, except one or two exceptions, but I don't need to go into that just now. So there's a lot of factors involved. The temperature of the air and all the rest of it. Even the direction of the wind when it's not raining and stuff, that's causing that evaporation effect that I was talking about. Generally speaking, we, as I say, 5 weeks time, we're going to come into the longest day, 20th of June or thereabouts. It's not that far away, 5 weeks. And when we hit that, that's the sun at its strongest attacking all this stuff, plus the temperatures are following it a few weeks later, and we get July and August when the temperatures up here in the mountain will probably peak out round about 30ish, maybe going up a little, few degrees higher from time to time. Down the valleys tends to be hotter because they don't get it's lower down. You lose about a degree every 100 meters, or a degree Celsius every 100 meters of altitude. So it's warmer down there anyway. But the valleys tend to sort of trap in the warmer air and stuff until it gets blown away. So there's a lot of factors, altitude as well, and that freeze snow line thing that in the winter sometimes goes down to sea level, and in the summer it'll disappear away up past any of these peaks, and we get the freeze snow line away up to 5,500 meters, you know, way up, almost 20,000 feet. So a lot of factors, but generally speaking, by the time the end of the recognised summer season is finished here, we'll get almost no snow left. You'll just see little pockets and little shaded areas of valleys or under rocks or whatever, especially higher up. But generally speaking, when you go into September, after the summer season's finished, you'll look around and there just will be no snow. So there's your answer. Anyway, I'm going to cut loose at that. As I say, I've got a few things to do down the mountain, so I'm going to carry on with my tour down there. And what more can I say? Hopefully that kind of makes things clear on all this snow stuff or non-snow stuff or whatever. Generally speaking, though, we're heading into summer. It's going to be a lot warmer here than it has been in recent times. And I compare stuff to the UK. Usually at the equinoxes, we kind of pass from being much colder in winter to being much warmer in summer. It's just the more extremes of what happens here in the mountains. Plus we're significantly further south than the UK as well. So, okay, thanks very much for watching. Keep subscribing. Until the next video, ciao.